This is the Fox 28 Morning Show.
A community comes together in support of a family dealing with an unsolved murder.
And several area schools put on lockdown after shots are fired. We have the latest.
And don't blink, you just may miss it. Wintry snow showers exiting stage left, but I'll let you know if we're in for slippery problems during that commute this morning.
It is Friday, March 20th. You're watching the Fox 28 Morning Show with Steve Duval, Joe Hansel, and myself, Farron Franzak. TGIF, boys, it's Friday.
And the first day of spring in about 12 hours and 45 minutes, if you're counting.
6:45, vernal equinox,
indeed.
man, yeah.
And we are talking all spring break today. We're talking about travel tips, how to pack your suitcase, what to pack. I mean, we're going over all things spring.
So
We've been
bring
waiting
us some
for it.
spring weather, Joe.
Yeah, spring break, doesn't that sound nice? Yeah, we're counting down final hours of winter, and I think we're going to get some spring temperatures come our way this afternoon. But right now, yeah, that blue on the screen, that is definitely some light snow that has been falling through the area since you slept last night. If you're waking up early, you might have actually seen some snowflakes, but I gotta say, this is definitely a no big deal type of snow event. There may just be some grass areas out there with, yes, some white on the ground, maybe a coating or so, and this could lead to some slippery spots on the roads, especially in our southeastern counties. So I would think about allowing a little bit of extra time, including the South Bend area. We could still see a few stray flurries throughout the rest of the morning. 33 degrees, waking up near the freezing mark, even down to 30 in Warsaw. So it is a chilly start with that chance for a couple of snowflakes, maybe some drizzle mixed in at times, but we will quickly dry out for the second half of the day. Highs back in the low to mid 50s, and I'll let you know if that spring weather, yeah, it keeps rolling into the weekend. And also when we cool things down a little bit in that 7-day. I'll have more on that in just about 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Joe. Topping our news this morning, as the investigation into the death of a Bremen girl continues, the town takes the time to remember her.
Now, it's been almost 4 months since 15-year-old Desi Jones was found dead by the side of a road in Bremen, and police are still searching for the person responsible. Meanwhile, the community continues to come together to remember Desi. Bremen just celebrated their 19th police department benefit basketball game. This year, it was held in memory of Desi.
Everybody wants answers. Without a doubt, everybody wants answers. We ask for everybody's patience to get the resolution that we all want.
All proceeds will go to Desi Jones's family.
An update now on a story we've been covering for you all week. Police continue their search for a missing man after his girlfriend's body is found in an SUV pulled from the St. Joseph River. Yesterday, crews were searching for Nick Sams. Sams and his girlfriend, Crystal Reyes, were last seen in South Bend after Christmas. Now, police say an autopsy performed on Reyes' body showed, quote, no injuries consistent with foul play.
One man is dead and another in custody after a pursuit and shooting in Kosciuszko County. Now, we first told you about this yesterday morning. The shooting started around 4:30 yesterday morning along State Road 13 when a Pearston deputy marshal tried to pull over a vehicle. Well, the driver fled, eventually crashing the vehicle into a fence. Well, 2 men were in the car and then both fled on foot. Officers at the scene heard gunshots. The driver, identified as Dalen Anthony Ousley, was later pronounced dead from what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
We had quite a few officers assisting in this. There was no exchange between the officers, gunfire, so that was a good thing. I mean, obviously, you know, we're saddened for the family that it ended like it did.
The vehicle's passenger, Sterling Templeton, was charged with possession of a gun by a serious violent felon.
3 minutes past the hour now. 3 people are involved in a serious crash in Elkhart County. Last night, 19-year-old Federico Flores was passing a vehicle on a hill at the intersection of County Road 113 and County Road 28. He then hit a car driven by 47-year-old David Jones. Flores was lifted to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. His 29-year-old passenger was also hurt. Jones only suffered minor injuries.
Several schools in Elkhart were put on lockdown after police say they received calls of shots fired. Dispatch says the calls came in shortly after 11:30 yesterday morning. The shooting happened on Francis Avenue in Elkhart. Roosevelt Elementary and Pierre Morgan Middle School were put on a precautionary lockdown. Fox 28 spoke with the man who called 911.
I was standing outside of my office making phone calls, and I heard well over a dozen shots fired. I could smell the gunpowder when we ended up meeting back up in front of the house.
No injuries were reported, and the lockdown on the schools was lifted after about 10 minutes, and police are still investigating.
Schools in Dowagiac also on lockdown yesterday after police searched for an armed robbery suspect. Now, these are surveillance photos from Dowagiac Federal Credit Union on East Division Street. Police say this suspect walked up to the bank and left on foot, but they believe he may be tied to a navy blue car that was reported as driving erratically. Both Dowagiac Middle School and St. John's Lutheran are put on lockdown from around 10:30 until noon.
One of the suspects found guilty of murder in the shooting death of a South Bend 2-year-old. We'll have to wait a little bit longer to hear his sentence. 19-year-old Robert Griffin was in court yesterday. Now, his sentencing was rescheduled after the defense filed a motion to dismiss one of his charges. Jonathan Swovlin Jr. was killed by a stray bullet back in April of last year. Police say it was fired 3 blocks away from a home on Camp House Street. Griffin is one of 8 suspects charged in connection with the boy's death. Court documents say Griffin fired the gun that killed Swovlin.
No justice, no peace, no racist police. Students at the University of Virginia marching on campus, they are supporting fellow student Martise Johnson, who says he is a victim of police brutality. Investigators say Johnson tried to get into a bar on St. Patrick's Day. Now, at the age of 20, Johnson is underage. After police apparently asked for his ID, that's when things got dicey. There is cell phone video, maybe you've seen it. It shows officers throwing him to the ground, busts his face wide open. The governor of Virginia ordered an investigation. UVA leaders say it is going to take some time for things to calm down on campus.
It takes it down a notch, and it drains us all. The emotions are running high with students, with staff, with faculty, with the community, and we need to heal.
Justice! Well, former high school classmates of Martise Johnson say he's a gentle person who wouldn't hurt anyone. Well, the honor student graduated from Chicago's Kenwood Academy in 2012. A student who was mentored by Johnson says that he was shocked when he heard the news because he's never been in any trouble before.
Put on a smile, and he was just very nice and kind to everybody. I mean, he wouldn't hurt a fly.
Now, the agents who wrestled Johnson to the ground say he was profane and belligerent. The 20-year-old is charged with obstruction of justice without force and public swearing.
New information this morning on the investigation into racist bullying at a Michiana school. It was earlier this week. Nigeria Neely says she found a racist note in her locker telling her she did not belong. A note with the N-word written on it. Neely's parents say this is the latest in a series of bullying incidents at Concord Intermediate School. The Elkhart County Sheriff's Department is currently investigating. Now, Concord Schools did send us a release. The district writes it is working with the Elkhart County chapter of the NAACP to address the issue. The district also wants parents and students to be aware of the resources it has to address bullying. And we do have a link for you on fox28.com. Just click on this story.
6:07 now. The death of a black man now has the FBI, the NAACP, and the Civil Rights Division asking if his death was self-inflicted or mirroring a hate crime of the past.
And staying cool under pressure, you're going to hear the call a 911 operator got as a woman on the other end says someone just stole her baby in an unimaginable way.
And it's the final countdown into the next season. I'll let you know when we get rid of just a smidge of light snow out the door and when we count down to some sunny days heading into the weekend. And if we get into those 50s for those afternoon highs. I'll have more on your forecast. Stick around right after the break.
You're watching the Fox 28 Morning Show with Farron Franzak, Steve Duval, and meteorologist Joe Hansel.
They call these sandwiches? This is a sandwich. The new Subway Turkey Italiano melt. Tender turkey breast, Genoa salami, pepperoni, provolone, and that tangy new Subway vinaigrette. The new Turkey Italiano melt. Only at Subway.
A message from First Source Bank.
At First Source, we're always there when you need us. Whether it's for your small business
or helping you plan ahead to pay for your child's education.
And a loan that's just right for you.
Online, over the phone, in person, we're always there for you. First Source Bank, your partners from the first.
First Source Bank, your partners from the first.
The fact is, when you engineer a truck like Ram 3500 with the best torque, the best towing, the best payload, and Ram 1500 with the best fuel economy, you'll discover those who work the hardest need more room to play. Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month.
Well-qualified returning lessees get a low-mileage lease on Ram 1500 Express Crew Cab for $271 a month with $271 due at signing.
Right now, during the ABC Warehouse March Savings Plus event, get store-wide savings plus a free gift. Get this Whirlpool French door refrigerator for $17.97 or less. Plus, get a free gift. ABC Warehouse, the closest thing to wholesale.
First-rate programming on Fox 28. Right now on Fox 28 News, weather on the ones.
Welcome back, everybody. So there's a lot of going on celestially the next few days. We got ourselves that total lunar eclipse going on right now that a lot of Europe can see. And it's, of course, for us, the vernal equinox, as we get that moment where the Earth's equator becomes, well, basically matching in line with the celestial equator of the sun. And that moment does happen at 6:45 later this afternoon. And for pretty much all of us, it'll equal about 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of nighttime, about that, close to that. But still, first day of spring. It just feels good to see that as we're waking things up today. Now, we do have one little last dose of winter to get through. It's a cloudy live view in the tower cam with these low clouds, misty conditions hanging out down to 33. So it is cold enough for us to see a light wintry mix at times. But I think most of the snowfall, it has already fallen since you were sleeping last night. So there may be some slushy and slippery spots on the roads. I would allow extra time, especially if you're driving over some icy bridges today. It could be a little bit of an issue, but we'll be warming things up in the low 50s this afternoon, 50 tomorrow, and slightly cooler as we get into your Sunday. Right now, have us at 42 degrees to end the weekend. 33 in South Bend and Elkhart. Warsaw checking in below freezing at 30 right now. Again, some of those roads might be rather slippery with those showers that passed through a number of hours ago already, and already those winds checking in out of the southeast. Very light, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So here's that mass of rain and mostly snow that's beginning to really move east of us. It's racing away even past the Fort Wayne area at this hour. This is associated with a weak area low pressure that will continue to track east away from us through the rest of the morning. And we'll start to get into this dry air off to our west, which will hopefully give us a little bit of sunshine to end the day. But I think those clouds, they're going to be pretty stubborn. So we'll call it a mostly cloudy day, perhaps some sunshine to end the afternoon before we start to clear things out heading into Saturday. I think we will stay dry even with pretty much a cold front traveling through the area early tomorrow morning. But I think, again, that air is going to be very dry, pretty much starved of moisture. So we're not expecting any kind of showers as we get into the weekend. There will, though, be a couple of slight chances as we get into your 7-day forecast. So a couple of days in the 50s today and tomorrow, 42 on Sunday. And yes, there will be that slight chance for a very light rain-snow mix. Sunday into Monday, we may catch a couple of showers, but that's a slight chance at best right now. 48 on Tuesday, 56 on Wednesday, and we're going to watch for a chance for some soaking springtime rain showers with our next cold front as it drops our temperatures potentially back down into the middle 40s for us as we get into Thursday. Your 5-day guarantee, we are going to reset your jackpot. We had a winner yesterday, so we'll have $28 in your 5-degree, but you can always register online for that chance to win. You can do so on our website at fox28.com.
It is 13 minutes past the hour now. This morning, the FBI and the NAACP are investigating what some say may be a lynching.
Now, in Mississippi, a 54-year-old black man was found hanging from a tree right behind his home. Now, right now, police are not sure if they are working a murder case or a suicide. Now, the man has been identified as 54-year-old Otis Beard. Now, it's his past that has investigators questioning the nature of his death. Beard was convicted of murdering a woman back in 1980. Now, he was paroled in 2006.
You stay with me. Don't go to sleep. You stay with me. You're downstairs in the basement.
That is the voice of a 911 operator trying to keep a woman calm who says she just had her baby cut out of her stomach. As the victim recovers in the hospital, the 34-year-old suspect was in court yesterday facing a number of charges, including attempted murder and child abuse. Sadly, that baby did not survive. Coming up at 8 this morning, we're going to hear more of this 911 call as the woman describes her attack.
Well, after having no pulse for more than an hour and a half, a little boy is brought back to life. In Pennsylvania, 22-month-old Gardell Martin was playing in his backyard with his brothers when he fell into an icy stream and was swept away. Well, a neighbor found him face down in 34-degree water. Emergency crews got to the scene, put him in the ambulance, and performed CPR as they rushed him to the hospital.
He did not have a pulse, and he wasn't breathing on his own, and he had no neurologic function. All those things were being done for him with the CPR and the breathing that was being done through the ET tube.
Gardell's body was in a hypothermic-like state. Now, he was slowly warmed up, and his pulse and heart rate eventually returned. Doctors will continue to monitor him, but at this point, there is every indication Gardell is well on his way to a full recovery.
It is 1/4 the hour now. A little girl, she's choking on a bottle cap. She gets the opportunity to thank the man who saved her life, but he says he needs to thank someone too.
And remember this shocking video that was captured at a McDonald's out in New York? Well, now police know who these girls are, and their lawyers say they're just being teenagers.
Choosing from the $4 menu is not for the indecisive. Incredible values await. Behold the original double steak burger meal, the taco salad and chili cheese footlong meals, the garlic double steak burger meal.
What's that sound, Master?
Kung Fu elbow. Try it.
The $4 menu, where all meals are under $4 at Steak and Shake.
Get a remarkable paint at an incredible value with Pittsburgh Ultra Interior Paint. It's a paint and primer in one that provides exceptional height and coverage. A gallon of flat is $17.97. Other sizes and finishes are also on sale. Give any room a unique look with Patriot Lighting. The Corinth collection features a dark forum patina finish with gold accents and brushed cognac glass. This 26-inch vanity light is $59. This 5-light chandelier is $149.
Save big money at Menards.
It's Modern Family all week long. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Impressive.
Modern Family Nightly.
Weekdays at 6 and 6:30.
High-fiber multi-grain biscuits. A great choice for Aaron, but he's getting the red light. Coach, what can he do?
Well, Jack, he needs to put the biscuit in the basket and then make a quick line change. Now's the time to catch the opponent in transition.
But, Coach, does this count?
Oh, this counts. This definitely counts.
If you're looking for an entertainment schedule that fits your schedule, you're ready. Ready for great TV shows and movies at a great price. You're ready for Xfinity from Comcast. Call 1-800-881-9595 and get the best with Xfinity TV for $19.99 a month for 12 months with Xfinity On Demand included. Xfinity On Demand delivers thousands of hit shows, top movies, and more at no additional cost. So you can catch up on the latest episodes of TV's hottest shows anytime, anywhere. Switch to Xfinity TV for $19.99 a month for 12 months with Xfinity On Demand included. Plus, ask how you can add HBO, Showtime, or Stars and enjoy award-winning TV shows and movies at home and on the go. There's no term contract and no early termination fee. Plus, it's all backed by our 30-day money-back Comcast customer guarantee, so it's risk-free. You're ready to get more entertainment for your money. You're ready for Xfinity. Call 1-800-881-9595 today. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Welcome back. It is 18 minutes past the hour now. A 14-year-old girl in New York is spending her weekend in jail.
Now, the teen is the 6th person arrested for a gang beating at a Brooklyn McDonald's. Now, police say the girl and her mother were trying to fly out of the country heading to Jamaica. She is the youngest of the group of girls accused at the beating. Also arrested, a 15 and 16-year-old and 2 17-year-olds. Now, some people are disgusted with their attorney's comments as he defends these girls' actions.
The world needs to see that this is a human person who has all the issues that every normal teenager has. And look at her. She's 17 years old. She's not a monster.
Well, the police commissioner not at all on board with that attorney, calling the group's behavior, quote, outrageous.
What deserves to be blown up, what we saw in that incident, as we've talked about, was not acceptable in any society. And so the blowing up of it is very appropriate.
The police believe a 17-year-old with 10 prior arrests led the assault.
19 past the hour now. From hero to zero, a Boston Transit officer being called out after he goes out of his way to save a man from falling on the tracks. It was last May when Detective Sean Conway made the life-saving move, but the man's lawyer says people need to fast forward the video to this, claiming the officer punched his client.
Fully trained police officers do not punch people in the face. Police officers receive extensive training in subduing suspects.
In a statement, Transit Police write Detective Conway's use of force was justified for the situation, and the department's use of force committee concludes Conway is in compliance with policy.
6:20 now. What would you do or say if you met the person who saved your life? Well, for a 9-year-old girl in Mississippi, it's a big hug. Dee Dee Ward was at a race in Rankin County Sunday when she started choking on a bottle cap of her water bottle. Now, Deputy Daniel Strickland rushed over and gave Dee Dee the Heimlich maneuver, saving her life.
I couldn't breathe. I tried to, but I opened my mouth, but I couldn't.
When I did that, it was all adrenaline. It wasn't just me, God watches out after us, and I believe he was watching after that little girl.
Dee Dee's mom says Deputy Strickland will forever be grateful, and she will always have a special place in her heart for him.
So what do you say we get into one of the last weather on the ones of wintertime this season? Now, as we get into your outdoor conditions today, we are chilling down, back down into the low 30s, even below freezing for a couple of spots. 30 in Warsaw, 32 for Knox, Goshen, Sturgis, South Bend checking in at 33 degrees. There is still a chance for even a few stray flurries. One little last hurrah for winter until we dry things out very soon this morning. So yeah, you may see some cloudy, misty conditions, but most of the mass of rain and snow that mixed together while you slept, it has been racing away to the east into far eastern areas of Indiana and mostly into Ohio. They'll have to deal with that rain and also that wintry mix, as it is cold enough for that. But by this afternoon, we're going to quickly warm things up. 42 by noon, and I think we'll just get into those low to mid 50s today. Maybe even some sunshine peeking in. 53 for that high by 5. Back to you guys.
Joe, 6:22. So apparently there's a basketball game or two this weekend. The Notre Dame men and women hit the court.
Coming up in sports, we'll hear from Coach McGraw as the ladies start their run, and Adam Shearer shows us how the men made it another day as they get ready to take on another Indiana team tomorrow. Sports is next.
It's the 72 for 72 event at Furniture Row. Get 72 months no interest for 72 hours, Thursday through Monday, only at Furniture Row.
When you set out to find new roads, you obsess over perfection. Evolve function. Elevate form. And create the highest quality mid-size sedan. Chevrolet, the most awarded car company over the last year. Get 0% APR financing for 6 years plus $1,000 purchase bonus cash on this 2014 Cruze.
See your Platinum Chevy dealers today.
Shop Shelton's first. Pork steak, only $1.28 a pound. Boneless, skinless chicken breast, just $1.58 a pound. Steak sale, buy one, get one free. Hamburger, only $2.68 a pound. Jumbo yams, just 37 cents a pound. Michigan Honeycrisp apples, only $1.19 a pound. Asparagus, just $1.77 a pound. Why pay more? Details in Monday's paper from Shelton Farms.
Fox 28 weather is weather you can count on. In fact, we guarantee it. The 5-degree guarantee.
Most accurate weather?
Best weather.
I like John Fisher.
I'm so confident in my weather team that I put my money where my mouth is. In fact, if we're off by more than 5 degrees, you get my money. Each time I get the weather right, the jackpot grows. We'll add that $28 more. Register at fox28.com. Watch Fox 28 News at 10 every night for your chance to win.
A great price on a better night's sleep just got even better. This week at Denver Mattress, choose between 2 of our best-selling queen mattress sets. Plus, get $50 off a deluxe 21-piece Bedworks bedding ensemble. Better tomorrow, start tonight at Denver Mattress.
This portion of Fox 28 News is brought to you in partnership with Once Upon a Child of Mishawaka and Goshen. Sell, buy, repeat. Right now on Fox 28 News, the latest look at local sports with Adam Shear.
Odds are, if you're like myself, you spent most of yesterday quietly trying to look productive. Well, you actually watched as many first-round games of the NCAA tournament as possible. Don't worry, though. Your secret is safe with me. For the Notre Dame men's basketball team, the first round has been a pain in their side. In fact, 5 of the last 10 times the Irish entered the tournament, they were gone after their first game. Would this year be different? The Irish taking on Northeastern to open up the tournament. I'm going to shut up for a second and let you watch this awesome play. Demetrius Jackson putting on a clinic. Zach August, the dunk. Big fella had 25. Final minute, Northeastern down 4. Huskies back in it with the putback layup. And how bad was this? Notre Dame turned it over, so Northeastern had a chance to win. But defense wins championships. Notre Dame gets the steal, holds on to win by the skin of their teeth. Notre Dame 69, Northeastern 65.
We beat a really good team today, a really good team. That's a great win for us. They were really hard to guard, but I thought we had really key defensive possessions to escape with a win.
No, it's not just about me. I got to give a lot of credit to my teammates and my brothers, man. I got great passers, great distributors. The guy to my right, Pat, Demetrius, they're just great with the ball in transition. They find me easy buckets.
For past 31 tournament games, Butler never lost a game where they were the higher seed. 6-seed Bulldogs taking on 11-seed Texas in round 1. First half, Roosevelt Jones going to work in the post. He scores. Butler was up 1 at the break. Second half, Bulldogs up 3, make it 1. Isaiah Taylor gets the friendly roll. Texas alive, but this is March. That's when the Bulldogs bark the loudest. Kellen Dunham hits the 3. Butler's moving on. They take down Texas 56-48. Could Warsaw native Nick Moore take his SMU Mustangs to the next round? They face Steve Alford's UCLA Bruins. Second half, tie game. Moore connects from the corner. His Mustangs go up 3. But watch this. Less than 15 seconds left. UCLA fires up a prayer. They missed, but the refs call goaltending. You be the judge. Pretty controversial stuff. Last chance for SMU. Moore. No, front end. He gets the ball back, though, one more time. Still can't get it to go. Moore's season ends in heartbreak. UCLA holds on to get the upset, 60-59. Purdue's streak of 14 straight opening round wins of the NCAA tournament ended at the hands of Cincinnati last night. The Boilers, they did get a chance to win it, but failed to hit a shot. In the final seconds of overtime, they fell 66-65. The number 1 seeded Notre Dame women's basketball team, they start tournament play tonight against Montana. The Irish, of course, thrilled to be at home sweet home to start things off as they try and make a quest at their 5th straight Final Four. Unlike the men's tournament, a 16 seed has in fact actually beat a number 1 seed in the women's tournament before, but Muffet McGraw, she's not going to let her team know that. Instead, the Lady Irish plan to treat this game like any other one.
I want to see sharp execution, not a lot of turnovers. I want to see us playing great defense, rebounding, really all the fundamentals. I think that's what we've been working on this past week.
Obviously, yeah, it's a tournament, but you play every game like it's your last. And I think that's something that we're focusing on, and just not taking anything for granted, playing for us, playing for our family, and, we're just kids who just want to have fun.
Tip-off is set for 7:30 tonight at Purcell Pavilion. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.
All March, Steve Harvey is all new, and he's got something for everyone. What? March means more stars, more matchups, and even more fun with Steve.
Right here on Fox 28.
Unclaimed freight notice this weekend at American Freight. Over 1,000 truckloads of living room furniture. 7-piece living room groups that include a sofa, love seat, coffee table, 2 end tables, and 2 designer lamps. You get all 7 pieces from only $398 complete. Free layaway till tax refund. Same-day delivery. Come to the loading docks this weekend only at American Freight in Mishawaka at 1217 East McKinley. 252-5500. That's 252-5500.
The Fox 28 Mobile Rewards Club gives you a chance to win prizes, enter contests, and receive special deals. Text Fox Deals to 28214 to sign up today. The Fox 28 Mobile Rewards Club. If you'd like to contact Fox 28 News, here's how.
Century at Mattress Warehouse. Hurry in for savings up to 80% off throughout the store. Plus, look for the red dot to get an extra 10% off. Everything must go, so we're selling many items at or below cost. Your mother taught you stealing was wrong, but she won't mind if you rob us blind during our $1 million mattress liquidation. But time is running out. Visit today for up to 80% off. Don't miss your chance to save during the crime of the century at Mattress Warehouse.
Good morning, everybody. You are watching the Fox 28 Morning Show. Myself, Aaron Franzek, along with Steve Duval here. And we are going to be coming up on spring in just a little...
Spring break,
12 hours, yeah, which we're going to take it right to Joe because... Joe, you know, you were talking about maybe a snow mix. Please tell me this is just a prank.
I think it'll be more like party time spring break once we get into this afternoon. Now, we did have some snowfall. It was expected that we were going to have that wintry mix during the overnight hours last night, and it's still kind of hanging on. We may see a few stray snowflakes. I know it's kind of just like insult to injury, last hours of winter, and yeah, you might see a couple of snowflakes, but most of the activity is already done, and we're kind of in the after effects of that weak system. Chilly, cloudy out the door, temp near 33 in South Bend. Some spots are below freezing, so I would watch out for a couple of slippery spots out there, maybe a tad on the icy side. And you can see on the look of the first warn Doppler, yeah, we have some blue on there. We're talking just passing flurries, some snowflakes, maybe a light wintry mix, but most of this rain and snow, it has already pushed off to the east into Ohio, so it's pretty much not going to be an issue for the rest of the day. It'll just be kind of cloudy through the rest of the morning and the afternoon. Some peaking sunshine, highs near 50 today, but I'll let you know if we continue to stay warm heading into the first few days of spring coming up, or if we are going to be dropping those temps, especially by the end of the weekend. I'll have more details coming up on that in just about 10 minutes, guys.
Thank you, Joe. It is 6:31. Democrats in Michigan calling for the state to act on legalizing same-sex marriages,
as well as some other legal changes in favor of marriage equality. Well, Michigan Democrats said at a news conference yesterday people in the state have changed their attitudes in the past decade since voters supported a ban on same-sex marriage back in 2004. Well, State Representative Jeremy Moss is sponsoring a House resolution to allow a vote by Michigan residents that could overturn the ban. Republican Senate Majority Leader Arlen Meekhoff says that he would wait and see how the U.S. Supreme Court handles the issue first.
Staying in Michigan, Governor Rick Snyder making his rounds on a tour promoting a potential tax increase to fix the state's roadways. Yesterday, Governor Snyder was at a fire station in Dearborn. He's pushing for a proposal on the May 5th ballot. He held similar events in Lansing, Grand Rapids, and Flint. Now, the plan is to raise the state's sales tax from 6% to 7% with the goal of raising an extra $1.3 billion a year more in transportation infrastructure.
Well, firefighters in Chicago were called to a massive overnight warehouse fire. Now, it's located in Archer Heights on the city's southwest side. The two-story building fire lit up the sky around 9 o'clock last night. You can see drivers were keeping an eye on the flames on the Stevenson Expressway. Chicago Fire spokesman Charles Stewart says when crews first arrived, the building was fully engulfed and had nearly 160 firefighters on scene. The Chicago Fire Department tweets that no injuries have been reported.
After a year-long police investigation, LaPorte police say crooks are paying teens and young adults to haul drugs from Chicago to northwest Indiana via the South Shore. Police say the train is being used to move heroin and cocaine to and from Chicago. LaPorte's Metro Operations Commander says sellers look like your average Joe, hiding drugs in bags or pockets. He says police arrested 15 young dealers and have ID'd another 15 so far this year.
Parts of downtown Indianapolis were evacuated after several manholes in the city exploded. Now, the explosions happened yesterday morning. Indianapolis fire officials say there was an underground fire which caused 4 or 5 different explosions. Now, traffic was blocked in parts of the city as people evacuated nearby buildings. The cause of the fire and blasts are currently under investigation.
An Indianapolis teenager is formally charged after she's caught on camera fighting. The 14-year-old faces a total of 3 charges in juvenile court, including 2 felonies, criminal confinement, and battery resulting in bodily injury. This is the video here. In it, she is shown beating another girl, then she shoves at one point a 5-year-old to the ground. Police say the video was crucial in their investigation.
The jury in the Boston Marathon bombing trial were shown new evidence from that infamous day. What's left of a pressure cooker that was turned into a bomb was shown to the jury yesterday, as well as a remote-control detonator found in Dzhokhar Tsarnaev's backpack. An FBI bomb technician also testified, saying that the evidence presented is the same bomb that was thrown at police following the attack. Jurors were also told about data found on Tsarnaev's thumb drive, which included videos of a suspected terrorist. The defense will begin cross-examination Monday.
It is 6:35. ISIS is claiming responsibility for this week's terrorist attack at a Tunisian museum. Tunisian authorities say 23 people are believed to have been killed during a mass shooting inside of that museum. In an online recording reportedly posted by ISIS yesterday, the terror group says they take full responsibility for the massacre, saying, quote, "This is just the start." The U.S. says they continue to look into the shootings, but they say they do not doubt the legitimacy of the recordings.
The tactics that we saw at the Bardo Museum would be entirely consistent with tactics that ISIL has previously used that show a blatant disregard and even a brutality for innocent civilians.
Tunisian authorities arrested 9 people in connection to Wednesday's attack.
After being closed for nearly 4 months, the cafe in Sydney, Australia, where a gunman held 18 people hostage, killing 2, reopens today. Australia's Prime Minister Tony Abbott attended the reopening celebration. Now, the owner of the shop says his staff felt that reopening was the best way to move forward. The 2 people killed in the 16-hour siege will be honored with a permanent memorial plaque.
Ferguson, Missouri's police chief is officially no longer on the job. Tom Jackson announced his resignation last week, but was on staff until yesterday. A recent U.S. Department of Justice report says Ferguson police were targeting black residents long before the shooting death of Michael Brown. Jackson's replacement, Lieutenant Colonel Al Eichhoff, is serving as interim chief as the city conducts a nationwide search for a permanent replacement.
And that's not the only shakeup in Ferguson. The city's municipal court now has a new judge. Well, here's Roy Richter getting ready for his debut. Now, he has a tough job ahead of him as the DOJ blasted the city's court system for being more of an ATM for a city rather than a true public safety tool. The DOJ says people were put to jail too many times because people just couldn't pay their fines.
One Ferguson official who says he's not going anywhere, the city's mayor. Mayor James Knoll has been in the national spotlight since the shooting death of Michael Brown. After months of protesting, rioting, investigations, and violence, Knoll says the reputation of the city is shot. He says racism across the country has got to end.
And when I say the community, I'm not talking about the white community. The entire community has been calling, supporting our officers, supporting our city. What we do know happened is that a young man lost his life, and he didn't have to, whatever the circumstances.
Mayor Knoll says no matter what it brings, he will not resign from his position.
Well, Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz is now defending his company's campaign to improve race relations in the U.S. Earlier this week, Starbucks announced a campaign as an attempt to start a nationwide conversation about racial tensions. Baristas at the coffee shops wrote "Race Together" on cups as they were handed to customers. The company has taken some heat on social media for it, but Schultz says he doesn't care.
This is not about the stock price or PR or marketing. I think this is a bigger issue, and that is that companies, I believe, have a deeper responsibility today to their people and the communities we serve, and I'm trying to use our scale for good.
Well, he went on to say that the idea is to act as a leader to start healthy conversation that raises understanding and compassion around the issue.
It is 6:38 tonight, 6:45. It is officially spring, and we want to get you ready for spring break this morning.
Yeah, so we're going to tell you where all the hotspot destinations are and what to look out for if you happen to be driving to them this year.
And our chance of snowfall today pretty much already gone. Maybe just a couple of flurries out the door. I'd watch out for some icy spots on the roads, but also time a chilly morning down into the low 30s until we warm things back up. Show you what our highs could be today in your forecast right after the break.
So happy that Sis is finally taking it easy while she heals.
Grandma sure likes to be busy.
She has her best friend to help her.
She gave me a gift certificate for my best friend services. Now I use them every week for cleaning. They even change the beds.
I look forward to them cleaning my office every week, and my houses even more.
It's so nice to have someone you can trust, and they do such a great job.
And evening, a special promise starts at Stevenson's. Hey, I'm Danny. I'm here with Lauren, and if there's one thing she knows, it's that prom season starts at Stevenson's.
Oh, definitely. I've gotten all my prom dresses here. They have the best selection.
Now we got to find yours. Let's take a look. I'm speechless.
I love it. I love it. Stevenson's is the best.
I think she's got it. Create your own fashion story at Stevenson's downtown Elkhart.
Law, because we know you're hurt, you lost money, it's a double blow. If you've been injured seriously and your life's on the line, he's the one to see. Call Chetzawalik when you need a lifeline.
Grow a lush lawn with Pennington grass seed from Menards. Sun and Shade grass seed covers up to 1,000 square feet. Choose a 3-pound bag of Smart Seed Sun and Shade or a 3-pound jug of Complete Sun and Shade mix. Your choice, only $7.99 each. Add style to your backyard with Patriot Lighting. The Tristan collection features a black finish with swirled glass. This outdoor wall light is $39. This 2-light outdoor pendant is just $49.
Save big money at Menards.
Right now on Fox 28 News, weather on the ones.
Welcome back. We made it to our TGI Friday. We're talking about spring break. Hey, not too shabby as we're waking things up today. Now, this is our tower camera view, though. It's looking pretty dark because it's still sitting in the middle of some pretty thick cloud cover that's even getting us some misty conditions, maybe even a couple of, yes, snowflakes for your morning drive. I know, gasp, you might see a couple of flakes or two, but that's really about it. We're going to quickly dry out as we're chilling down into the low 30s. High pressure today is going to quickly bounce that wintry mix that we had that fell mostly while you slept last night. Pretty much it's going to travel it off to the east, so we're going to have all those after effects. I would recommend driving a little bit on the slower side if you run into maybe some slippery or slushy spots with that snow coming into contact with the ground. But once we get into, yes, the first day of spring coming up, I think we'll be warming things up quite a bit. We're talking highs the low, potentially middle 50s for some of us later this afternoon. Now, first one Doppler, you can see the massive snowfall. Yeah, snowfall. It is mainly off to our east, and it's all associated with a pretty large complex affecting much of the eastern U.S. This is some moderate to even heavy snowfall impacting areas near Pennsylvania, northern Maryland, and they can see actually on the order of 3 to 6 inches for a lot of the area out there. So we're going to miss all of that as high pressure just skims by to our south, which will help to partially clear our sky today. But I mean partially. It looks pretty cloudy and kind of dim throughout much of the afternoon. I think we'll have a chance to see some sunshine to end the afternoon before we really clear things out heading into the overnight hours. And even though we're clearing out, it's not going to be overly cold. Lots of our lows will be in the middle and upper 30s heading into tomorrow morning. And I think we'll just squeeze out a high near 50 degrees tomorrow as a dry cold front does keep us quiet tomorrow. But again, it will bring in some breezy north wind and some slightly cooler air as we get into the weekend as well. Sunday could drop down into the low 40s for those highs. Noon, we're at 42 today, 50 for that temp by 3. Have us up to 53 with just a little bit of sunshine sneaking through the clouds, just pushing that temperature up into those low to mid 50s today. Overnight tonight, 36 for that low, mostly clear with a light breeze, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, have us just touching 50 degrees, but it will be kind of breezy. Have our northwesterly wind around 10 to 20 after that cold front passes through, likely during the middle morning hours tomorrow. So that'll help to cool things down heading into the first Sunday and Monday of the next season coming up. 40 on Monday, 48 on Tuesday, and there are a couple of blemishes in there. There's a slight chance for another one of those light rain snow mixes Sunday night into Monday morning, and we'll also watch for a chance for some good old-fashioned springtime rain showers probably Tuesday night into the first half of Wednesday. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Fox 28 weather app, you can always download that on the Google Play and Apple App Store, and be sure to check out our 10-day forecast as well.
All right, thank you, Joe. We are 12 hours away from the official start of spring. And maybe you're counting the days until spring break travel gets here. It's usually about 2 weeks from now.
Exactly. And Fox 28's Mario Gonzalez is live at the South Bend International Airport. So, Mario, where is the place to be this year?
Well, it's a very common theme that we're seeing.
people are going to places that are much warmer. Now, no surprise as we wait for these temperatures here in Michiana, to climb up a bit. Now, leading the pack for these spring travel plans is the state of Florida. Orlando ranks #1 according to AAA. Cracking the top 10 is also Miami and Fort Lauderdale. So again, the Sunshine State leading the way there. And then speaking with some travel advisors, they say people who may be leaving the country for their vacation have to keep a few things in mind.
Leaving the United States, everyone needs a passport, not a passport card, but a passport. And more countries are starting to require visas. So if people aren't looking into what they need to get into a country, they really need to be doing that if they're not working with a local travel agent.
And Mino Travel tells me those popular destinations outside of the U.S. are Mexico, the Dominican Republic, Belize, and Costa Rica. And they say people aren't just planning their vacations around going to the beach.
I have families that are doing the interior of countries, maybe going to see the volcano or the hot springs, hiking, whitewater rafting. I had one mother say, I have teenage boys and I need to keep them busy in a good way. So I think that's always a good option too, maybe thinking a little bit out of the box.
And Staley says it's not too late to book a spring break trip, but airplane prices may be a bit more cheap, maybe a bit more expensive because of the short notice to buy those tickets. Now, if that is the case and you need to buy tickets for a last-minute trip, AAA says the best time to do that is online from midnight to 5 a.m., and that's because prices may come down a bit in case the plane isn't at full capacity and there's still some seats that are open. Reporting live from the South Bend Airport, Mario Gonzalez for the Fox 28 Morning Show.
All right, thank you. I didn't know that about midnight to 5 a.m.
I had no idea either. Thank you very much, Mario. Now, if you are headed out of town for spring break, here's something to keep at the forefront of your mind when you're hitting the road.
Watch out for the other guy. Researchers at the University of Miami say they see a rise in traffic deaths between the last week of February and the first week of April. Now, when looking at fatal car crashes at 14 hotspots in 7 states, they found there were more fatal accidents involving a lot of out-of-state drivers who were younger than 25. Now, this study did not find that there were more alcohol-related crashes, though.
It is 6:46. You've heard a bartender say, "What's your poison?" Right? You're not going to like this because you may actually be drinking poison. We're going to have more on what wines may be filled with arsenic.
And nobody likes being told what to do. So what if you were forced to vote? Well, the president thinks it's a good idea.
For almost 25 years, you've watched the Dean of Sports, Dean Huppert. Watch the deciding matchups all year long with Dean Huppert at Fox 28 News.
Truth Talk with Frank.
Big Cable raised its rates consistently for 18 years. Frontier gives a 3-year price guarantee with no contract and no rate hikes. That's the truth.
Get the speeds you need and the service you deserve with Frontier high-speed internet for $19.99 per month with qualifying phone service.
The truth will set you free from Big Cable.
Make the hassle-free switch to a company that tells the truth. Call 1-888-FRONTIER today.
Hey, little buddy, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Skipper. I'm just making sure everybody knows about Great Lakes Heating and Air Conditioning's Discount Club.
You can't be serious, Gilligan. All of that on the Discount Club?
Well, sure, Skipper. They get 2 safety inspections, 2 precision tune-ups, and all of their services are discounted, even after hours.
Gilligan, I think you've been out in the sun too long.
Your credit's a little bruised and you need a car, right? No problem here. At Car City, you're approved. It doesn't matter if you've been through a bankruptcy, a divorce, you have medical bills. We can help you. At Car City, I have late model cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, all with low miles and a great warranty. Plus, you get a money-back guarantee. Remember, when you need a car, you get a car at Car City.
Hey, Car City.
Some lawyers say they have answers to your questions. At Blackburn & Green, we seek solutions to all of the problems caused by your accident. We can get started today.
We'll meet you in person, look you in the eye, and shake your hand.
That's the way to hire a lawyer.
Choosing Blackburn & Green just makes sense. Call now for your free office, home, or hospital visit.
Blackburn & Green, attorneys for injured people, committed to be the best.
This portion of Fox 28 News is brought to you in partnership with Once Upon a Child of Mishawaka and Goshen. Sell, buy, repeat.
Welcome back. Coming up on 10 to the hour now. So remember seeing the video of the drones? Amazon wanted to have the drones deliver packages right to your house.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And that actually could be happening, all thanks to the FAA kind of lightening up a little bit. Well, online giant Amazon says they want to use drones as a method of delivering packages in the future. Well, Amazon got the ball rolling with the idea more than a year ago, but current FAA regulations say you can't use them. Well, yesterday the FAA gave Amazon the okay to test and experiment with certain drones for its fleet. The company is required to send a month data for the tests to the FAA.
10 to the hour now. Voting has been called a privilege. President Obama suggests it one day be called mandatory. Obama taking a lot of criticism for comments he made while speaking in Cleveland this week. Now the White House is clarifying those remarks. First, though, here's what the president said.
Because the people who tend not to vote are young, they're lower income, they're skewed more heavily towards immigrant groups and minority groups. And, you know, they're often the folks who they're scratching and climbing to get into the middle class, and they're working hard. And there's a reason why some folks try to keep them away from the polls. We should want to get them into the polls.
Now, the White House says the president was, quote, not making a specific policy prescription for the United States, unquote. Florida Senator Marco Rubio says a person's decision not to vote is a form of free speech protected by the First Amendment.
Well, momentum is growing in North Carolina to legalize medical marijuana. Now, weed is currently illegal in the state, but a new bill in the North Carolina State House would change that. Now, people would need a doctor's prescription and a state registration card to purchase medical marijuana. Well, North Carolina Representative Pricey Harrison says lawmakers need to take the politics out of the debate and realize the positives that legalization would bring.
I think the public's evolving, so I think we'll get there. We won't get there this year, but it's a grassroots movement building support.
23 states have already legalized marijuana in some form.
Yeah, we're just counting down the final hours of winter coming up here today. Yesterday, we were stuck in those middle and upper 40s because of those darn clouds that stuck around. But this afternoon, as we get into decreasing clouds the second half of the day and also a southwest wind, I think that'll be just enough to get us in those low to mid 50s today. Have us at 53 this afternoon in South Bend. It is cool, though, to start the day. 33 in South Bend, 30 degrees in Warsaw. We actually had some light snow that passed through the area very early this morning. All that activity, though, for the most part, it is already well off to our east. Just a slight chance for maybe a snowflake or two. We're talking stray flurries for the next hour or so, but we're going to quickly dry out. And other than watching for some icy spots in the roads, pretty quiet Friday with those highs in the low to mid 50s. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Joe. To 652, cheap wine could lead to expensive medical bills.
Yeah, a class action lawsuit filed in California claims that a number of wines contain high levels of arsenic, believe it or not. Well, among the brands, Franzia, Sutter Home, and Behringer. The claim is toxin levels are 4 or 5 times the level allowed by the EPA, and they have lab tests to prove it. The lawyer filing the lawsuit says he'd be happy with the recall. Well, the Wine Institute says the claims are false and misleading.
Target is paying up after that massive data hack. More than 40 million people were impacted in that 2013 breach. Now Target is settling a $10 million class action lawsuit. A few people may even get 10 grand.
What this Target case did was really emphasize and really put a big ring the bell for corporate America to see that corporate boards will be culpable.
Now don't bank on 10 G's. One financial expert says most people are going to walk away with 50 bucks.
Well, Meijer is apologizing after recent glitches in their credit card system. Well, for a short time period last month, something happened where customers were unable to make purchases unless they had cash. Now, if you're heading to Meijer today and tomorrow, you are in luck because the store is offering a $10 coupon as a way to say, we're sorry. But like with anything, there's always a catch. You have to spend $50, though. You can receive the coupon through Meijer's M-Perks program, and if you're not signed up for the program, you can receive your coupon at the store.
Convenient. I got grocery shopping to do, and
Me
I love
too.
me some M-Perks.
Yeah, I love M-Perks.
It is 6:54. So how about spending your weekend in the kitchen?
Yeah, Fox 28's Catherine Ducharme joins us next as Brett Banashewitz gets ready to compete professionally since his accident 3 years ago.